pussy. Hey, yeah, wine and dine me, private jet me, yacht day me, star day me, designer bag me, diamond ice me, brand new house me, 'cause I'm a wifey, magic pussy.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Do You Mind If I Call You Bitch? This is the platform or the podcast where we try our best to stick on topic about Black women and women of color and their struggles and their prosperities and their side hustles and all of the above. And that's what we do here to talk about it. I am not a Black woman, even though I look like one right now, who's trying to keep her hair covered. I'm Rudy Wilson, joined by the homie who is a Black woman, proud Black.
I am a Black woman that I am. I'm a very black woman, Meggie. Welcome one and all to our podcast. We will try and stay on topic today.
Right.
Sometimes, the spirit just be taking us, and then we just gotta go in a direction that y'all gotta go be with us. On the journey.
Right. We definitely do. We definitely be on the journey, but it's always we stick to the topic in reference to the Black part, just not always Black woman part. We just sometimes shift to the whole Black agenda, but we'll try to just keep that aside. So, well, first of all, Megs, how you doing since the last time we spoke?
Last time you seen me, I'm good. I'm trying to focus my energy on one thing at a time these days. I'm a little scatterbrained, but I'm just trying to be narrow-minded, even though that's not a good thing. But in my case, it is.
Not so much narrow-minded, but you just
one track minded.
Centering your focus on a specific target.
Oh yeah. Because a bitch like me, I got ADD like shit, boy. At this moment, I have 5 tabs with 5 different things going on, but that's okay because
Yeah.
When they come, you gotta dish them out.
Right. No, that's not a bad thing to have, because I'm definitely the same way. Like I've prayed to God before on trying to help me control my mind, because I literally just cannot stop thinking about a million things at one time. Like it does not matter what one thing I'm focused on, no matter if I'm reading, watching a movie, anything. My mind is going to float somewhere else at some point in time before me coming back here. You know what I'm saying?
And I'd be like, maybe if I just smoke and it'll calm me down. No,
it makes me think even more. Yeah. But that's a producer mindset. Like, and what I've learned is you have to either attach yourself to somebody, not like being married, but even if it's just a business partner or whatever, you have to attach yourself to somebody who's more grounded, or you have to ground yourself by like creating like a schedule or a calendar. Like, okay, these are all the ideas that I have, and let me just go ahead and just put. Because if you don't, you'll just go to the next one, and this is, and mind you, this is nothing I've mastered. This is something I've recently got a revelation of, and I'm now practicing. But
yesterday, that was me. I had a calendar, timed it out.
Right.
What I'm gonna do when I wake up, and see, the problem with me is the sleeping and the waking up. When I go to sleep at like 3 a.m. and then I wake up at 9:30. Right. So what I wanted to do at 8 kind of gets. No,
it's like once you miss one thing, then it's a snowball effect.
Man, that's why I was like, man, I'm just gonna wait till after this podcast to do whatever I have to do. Boy.
Right. And one thing I've even had to learn even about that is, like, I have to just teach myself, or not so much teach myself, I have to just go ahead and punish myself with just missing out on whatever I missed. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you didn't wake up early enough to do it, or no, you didn't plan this out in time to do it, or no, you made a mistake. Like, so you have to, you don't get to waste time and push everything else back. You know what I'm saying? Well, no, you missed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's hard. It's hard.
Most things that I have in the morning are just like, self-help, You know, I do my prayer and then I try to do a yoga session and I try to work out. Ooh, my hair's sticking out in the back. And then I try to, like, you know, exercise in the morning, breakfast, and now we're at noon and I can't exercise or eat breakfast. So here we are.
Well, yeah, we're, at least you're conscious of it, and that's half the battle.
Right.
One thing I even learned about just even by myself, and I learned a lot of this stuff during quarantine, just being inside by myself, you know, learning about myself. Like I you know, as long as you're aware of it, you know, it's kind of like what they, you know, they be always saying, like the cliche, like when people have a drinking problem or whatever it is, like, you know, they'll say denial is the first step, or being able to admit it is the first step, whatever it is. But that's a true thing. Like, because if you can go ahead and say, like, okay, like I procrastinate, or I can't focus, I'm scatterbrained, or I'm whatever, then you can at least start trying to find ways to counter it, as opposed to it's just running your life. Like, you just stay scattered. You
can't be content in your mediocrity or whatever. I wouldn't say mediocrity because, you know, whatever. You have scattering, you have scatterbrain, but you acknowledge your problems and then you work towards a solution. And that's where I am right now. I have a lot of problems. A whole lot of problems. Yeah.
Gotcha. You got any more traveling coming up? Because I you know, you Carmen San Diego, even though I was the one recently traveling, but this
right. You the one that you ain't even tell the people you went cross country.
Right. This is more of a move though. Yeah, I moved from officially out of LA to Jacksonville, Florida.
Fuck LA.
I drove across the country, but I took a detour up to I went through Vegas, like literally the Vegas Strip, which is it didn't last long because I literally just drove through it, but it was pretty cool just because I hadn't been since I've been in 2016 or 17, whenever it was. So it was cool just to see Vegas and just, you know, feel the spirit hit me real quick as I drove through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want to just get out and just do something illegal and just say fuck it, just because it was, you know what I'm saying? just because it was Vegas. Then I tried to go to the Hoover Dam, but then they had a whole, I didn't even know this was a setup all in the set. They got a whole security checkpoint, like check your car type of thing, and I had a lot going on. So I was like, as soon as I pulled up and seen that, I was like, hey, listen, I'm lost. I don't know what this is. I was never trying to come to this damn. I just need to turn around.
No, officer, you cannot check my car. No.
Right. So I just was like, nah. So then I skipped the Hoover Dam, but then I did keep going. Went to see the Grand Canyon. That's dope. Very surreal. Very. It's one of those things you look at. It doesn't even look like it looks like you're looking at a picture or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
I have to get to the Grand Canyon. I want to go. That's on the bucket.
Yeah, no, definitely a dope experience. And then from there, I just went to the normal route. So I stayed overnight near the Grand Canyon in this fucking horror scene of a trailer park. Like I looked like I was in a fucking this looked like me and my homeboy who rode with me. I'm not sure if we were, but we could have been the only black people in the vicinity. and we were in I'm talking about, like I had to ride on a gravel dirt road, not necessarily like into the woods. It was kind of open, but it was still a dirt road, like for like a mile or so before I even got to the little trailer. Like, I mean, I literally stayed in a place that didn't have any street lights or whatever. So like when I came outside to my car to leave, like at 3 o'clock in the morning, it was pitch black.
In the middle of that ain't. That's not something that I would enjoy.
Right, but see, I didn't know it when I booked it. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I was trying to book something near the Grand Canyon. Like, yo, we probably can wake up, maybe see the Grand Canyon from our window. You know what I'm saying? Like, this thing was like another 10, 15 minutes away from the Grand Canyon, and yeah, it was. I mean, you know, we were straight. I mean, nothing sketchy happened. It's just the look of it. You know what I'm saying? Like we never came across anybody who looked at us. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't nothing like that ever happened.
The other face wasn't there.
right. But it was, but it was, but then
it was his day off. That's why you're lucky.
It was his day. He forgot his mask.
Exactly. That's funny. Gotta put that in the joke.
Threw that in there. But yeah, so the Airbnbs got better as we kept going. But like, I pretty much only was there to sleep. None of them. I was just there, kicked up, watching TV.
Right.
And then so then I got here Saturday evening. And then all yesterday.
You in Tampa?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, back on the East Coast, right?
You know,
back on the East Coast.
Boy now.
Right. I'm telling you, I keep finding my way back to Florida. So, so here I am.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So, anyways, you never answered. Did you plan on traveling anytime soon?
I mean, I'm meeting a lot of men, so if they want to take me places, then we'll go. So I don't have any. Wait, let me think on that because I feel like I do, but I don't. No, I don't have any. Nothing's booked. Nothing's. I made no plans with nobody, but it's getting hotter and hotter. So
Right. We'll see what happens.
It's about time for somebody to take me somewhere.
Gotcha. We'll keep your name in the prayer basket for the for the summertime vacay.
Please. Let's get Turks and Caicos in there. Let's do that.
Turks and Caicos. Specifically Turks and Caicos.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I had a question that I wanted to pose to you today. And this honestly, it could go for just human beings in general.
Okay.
No matter race, gender, whatever. But this does. I think this topic does. I would say lean on just say the Black community, but then even more Black women. But I'm saying, I guess I'm using the word lean on the Black community because I'm talking about just say fashion and just your appearance, your upkeep. But Black people are just more flashy normally than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, not all Black people, but for the most part. And so that's why the question posed in my head, and I wanted to pose to you. We're going to cater to women because of the podcast, but it can go for everybody. So I keep saying that because I don't want Black women to think that I'm like insulting you guys for posing this question. But for the sake of the podcast, we're going to kind of cater to the Black women. But it made me think of like, do women or people or Black women dress to impress themselves, or is it for others? And I'll even ask you even more detailed question, and then I'll let you talk. The question that I mostly ask people in relation to this same topic is, if nobody else exists in the world, but all of the finer things in life did, in the sense of, fashion stuff, not so much vacations, but things that can enhance your appearance, whether you're talking about surgery or whether you're just talking about putting on jewelry, a shirt, a hairdo, anything. If and you can get any fashion designer, whether it's Dior, whether it's Louis Vuitton, whatever, red bottoms, you don't need no money to get it. It's at your exposure. You can literally look as fancy as whatever as you want to, but you're literally the only person on earth. There's nobody here to see it. Would you still dress to impress?
I'm going to start with the last answer first, or the last question first. Hell no, I don't like clothes to begin with. So if I had the option of walking around naked all day, I would walk naked all day, okay? I hate them. It's fucking turtleneck in the middle of fucking February. It's 84 degrees. Why am I wearing turtleneck, okay? Before we locked down, I was butt naked. Fucking hate it. So that answers that question. question. If I was the only person in the world and I had all these, I had, the finest of gold, the diamonds, maybe the diamonds and maybe the jewelry, just because I like shiny things. Right. I like to be draped and, I like drip, shit.
Right.
But if I had a pair of Louis Vuitton stilettos, and then the question, you have to think about the question, and I'm the only person in the world, but how did these things come about if I'm the only person in the world?
This is just a scenario, because it's not about the origin of how it happened. It's just more or less like, because it goes back to this question. So when you get dressed, is it, because a lot of people will say, I like to be dressed because I like to look good for me. It ain't for nobody else.
Right.
But would you really do it if nobody could see it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's for nobody else, but we'll do like this with our, like when you're on Instagram, you're doing like a video of your whole outfit, you'll do this. You know what I'm saying? Right. Right.
I think, okay, let me answer the question. Do women dress to impress themselves or others? Women dress to impress other women, or women dress for other women.
Mm-hmm.
It's multi-layered, okay? I feel like when I get dressed, for example, yesterday I went out with some guy. I wore something that I know I look good in, and I know he would like. He likes how I look in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my wardrobe is limited. I've been living out of a suitcase for like 2 months now, February, March. Mm-hmm. So I packed strategically because I knew what I came down here to do. You feel me? I got the little tight dresses. I got the little short, the little, cleavage, because I want men to like me, and I want men upon the first date to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to keep her around. Damn right, you're going to keep me around. Yeah, you want to look at my goods? Yeah, keep me around. As far as I stopped dressing to impress other women, a while ago, because COVID, mask, when you dress for, when you are in an environment that other women are going to be in, and maybe it's competition, or maybe, whatever, let's say competition, because at the end of the day, heterosexual women are in competition against heterosexual women for the men. Right. So, I don't wear makeup anymore. I stopped wearing makeup because it just doesn't, it don't make sense to me, because I got to put on a mask. Why am I going to put on a mask and fuck up my face? And on top of that, between the mask and I have self-tapes, and I was shooting a couple of weeks ago, I was wearing makeup for like 5 days out the week, and it fucked up my skin. So,
gotcha.
I don't do makeup. I'll do some oils. You might get some mascara, and that's all you're gonna get out of me. I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck anymore. So as far as dressing to impress other people, I just dress to impress. I dress to get the attention of men. That's where I am in my life. That's what that's the strategy.
Right.
We're looking for a rich husband, okay? That's what we're looking for. So we gotta make sure we're wearing what rich husbands like to see,
Right.
So, maybe if we weren't in a pandemic, this question would have a little more, would be a little more, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but we in a pandemic. We in a pandemic.
Right.
We in a motherfucking panini. There's no, who are you dressed? Where are you going? Is the question.
Right. But if you're in Atlanta.
If you're in Miami. I can tell you, I went out this weekend and I went to a club, a real life, shoulder to shoulder, max to capacity club. And the only thing that I noticed about this club is the women weren't wearing heels, but they were still big old face beat, the lace.
What were they wearing if they weren't wearing heels?
They were in flat sneakers and stuff like that. And I think because of the pandemic, people have been like, okay, dress code is not strictly enforced because, you know.
Oh, so women weren't even wearing like the club dresses, the tight.
No. They were they weren't really wearing club dresses, but they were wearing club fits. You know, they was wearing the two-piece outfit.
But something that you could wear shoes with, not necessarily heels, I guess. Right.
Like I didn't see many women. I was gonna say with the club boys. It was called Ghost Bar. It's across the street from the Hard Rock Casino in Broward, and that was the nigga club. That was the most nigga shit I've done in a long time. And I can even say before we even went there, I was on South Beach. You know, I was on South Beach visiting some friends. And ain't nobody wearing heels no more. I ain't see you saw people wearing heels. Like, why are you wearing heels? Like, where are you going? And then
still trying to hold on to it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so is the age of heels, like, is the era of heels gone? Like, you know, you know, obviously still wear it, you know, for your personal. You want to wear heels. You want to complete the look. You want to, you know, feel like a woman. Sure, do your thing. But ain't nobody, people getting lazy. I think that's what it is. People just getting lazy. People getting content. People like, in a goddamn piñata. Why the fuck am I, you know, out here? It don't make sense. I don't think it makes sense.
Right. So I want to go back to the when you were talking about women dressed to impress other women, which I totally agree with that statement. But I want to, I guess, dive deeper into that. What is creating that competition? And what I mean by that is it literally a competition of I want to make, just say, other women realize like I'm a badder bitch than them type of thing, like I look better than them, or is it still a competition of I want to be the finest woman in the room so that the men like me more than the rest of the women?
I feel like the question is the same. I feel like you just asked the question. I feel like obviously if as a woman it's a subconscious competition. It's not an intentional, you know, I'm gonna wear this and my tits gonna sit up here and then I'm gonna take your nigga.
Right.
Which can very well happen, you know.
Right.
You know, bitches. Hey, I've seen a lot of titties this weekend. I saw a lot of titties. I did. Not necessarily saying that, you know, the titties that I seen was gonna take who I was with, but obviously women wear provocative things for attention. You know, if you're going out in a setting, for example, the club, you're not gonna come in there with a turtleneck, you know, or maybe you are. Maybe that's your style. But if you walk in there with a turtleneck and then you standing next to a bitch who got fucking pasties and a sheer top on, sorry, your turtleneck. Sorry, kid.
Sorry, kid. But I'm saying, but before you go on, but even with that, that's still not even just say like dressing to impress. That's just more or less, I'm going to show more skin than you to get what you want. But I'm saying, even let's just say like we're not even talking about apples and oranges in the sense of like the turtleneck chick from the, you know what I'm saying, the chick with the titties out. But let's just say even if and I guess my question is kind of stemming from, because I know you even talked about yourself directly dressing to impress like men in the sense of like I want men to be attracted to me, whatever, which is, you know, natural. But does like for you specifically, does it end there for you? Like your focus is on the men, or would that competition, that subconscious competition, happen in your mind if you walked into a room, just say to impress men, but other women were there? Like, would you automatically be trying to then wanting to upstage them for the attraction of the men, or would you just still only focus on the men and forget the women?
When I think I would, you know, fuck bitches. Bitches ain't gonna do shit for you. At the end of the day, bitches ain't gonna do shit for you. You're not going somewhere to friends. You're not. You can acknowledge another pretty girl. You can be like, oh my god, I love your outfit. Oh my god, your hair's so cute. Oh my god, I love your makeup. Whatever. But if it's 5 niggas in a room and it's 10 bitches, which is usually the case. It's usually there's more women in this world than there are men. So naturally, you know, we on the prowl, we on the hunt, you know, it's lonely out here. You want to find a man. Okay. Unfortunately, that's the case. You know, like, unfortunately, it sucks that women are constantly in the competition of, we're constantly in competition with other women for the attention of men. And, you know, these niggas ain't shit. Why? Why are we in competition for these ain't shit ass niggas? I don't know. It's natural selection, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I just think, you know, women are constantly at each other's throats. We at each other's necks, you know? Shit. You want to post up Valentine's Day pictures with your boo, but you can't.
Right. So okay, but so I guess so then let me ask you even one step further than that. Which one would you say for the woman species or even the black woman species? And not that this is 100% accurate, but just in your opinion, what would you say the overall mindset is if women had to choose one? I get that both can exist simultaneously, but if you had to choose one, do you think women dress to impress more of the impressing the women, or is it for the attention of a man? If you had to choose one,
I think if I had to choose one, I think I feel like my go-to answer would be to impress men, but it's not. It's not realistically. You know, men don't give a fuck about makeup.
Right.
Men don't give a fuck about the purse you're wearing. Men don't give a fuck about the shoes. Maybe if you got on a pair of heels and you look good, great, you look good. But they don't give a fuck if it's YSL or Gucci or Prada, whatever the fuck. They don't care.
Right.
You know, the layman won't care. Now, maybe there are men who are into fashion, but that's on the end of the spectrum. You know, your average man, average nigga, look at you and look at your booty. Look at your face, look at your body. Look at your face, look at your body. The clothes in between, they're trying to look through it, you know?
Right.
So when women dress, we dress to impress other women. That's my final answer.
Gotcha. Because another woman is gonna know what type of shoes that is or whatever.
Another woman's gonna be like, why are you wearing boots in the middle of, like, why are you Steve Madden? I don't even wear Steve Maddens anymore, even though we do.
Right.
That was super cute. But yeah, like purses and, you know, the whole Birkin craze. Like, who gives a fuck about a Birkin? Like, I'm a simple, you know, I'm not gonna say I'm basic because there's far from me. I'm not a basic bitch, but I'm a simple girl, you know, like I don't need a Birkin.
Right.
Get a Birkin, I'm probably gonna sell it.
Right.
Take the money.
Right.
I'm just gonna sell it. That's what I'm gonna do. You know, shit. You don't see females buying men. Like, I mean, some females do, but like, there's always that saying that says if you buy a man a pair of shoes,
walk out of your life.
Exactly. So,
yeah. He's right. So do you think that's where that competition stems from? I'm sorry, in the sense of, so our conclusion, at least for our conversation, is that women are more focused on just upstaging each other than impressing the man, which makes sense, even with the example that you gave. So do you think that is where, just say, that competition comes from, in the sense of so dealing with celebrities, but two different aspects. So one, dealing with celebrities, you'll have like the fans or the people who will tear down a woman who's in the spotlight, or even the media or the fans or whoever, or the industry, if you will pit women against each other. do you think that pitting against each other is, or even that the competition, like do you think that is a result of somebody just at some point in time noticing like, hey, women like to go at it, and so we're fueling this? Or do you think that there's some type of, I guess, conditioning or programming behind wanting to make women, I guess, go at each other?
I can say, for example, the Shade Room does this all the time. Who wore it best? Who, the same little Fashion Nova outfit, but, whatever. All wore it this way, and Sweetie wore it that way. And then it's going to be like, oh, Asia, what? I don't know who Asia Doll is, but it's just some name on the internet.
Right.
I'm not hip to that kind of stuff.
I think I've heard of China Doll. I'm not sure if I heard Asia Doll, but I could be wrong. Right.
Little doll girls. None of them doll girls get Sweetie, right? So now you're having the comments, people ragging, people, oh, Sweetie, so this, Asia don't do, who is this, who is that? And why with the Shade Room, for one, why are we comparing women? Why are we doing that? So I think it's it's clickbait. It fuels people to, look at their post or whatever the case is. And at the same time, like, hell yeah, it's putting women against each other. But it's a strategic thing that I feel like they've been doing since, for a long time. Like even I had a point to say something about Jerry Springer, like, Jerry Springer, Maury's show, like that. They're always constantly putting women in the spotlight, and then they're bringing on another non-guest, and now they're fighting. And, ratings go up. So, but you can say that, for Black women and fucking reality TV. That's all that reality TV is. That's all that it is. And hip hop, Basketball Wives is a whole bunch of Black women dressed to the nines, candidly being recorded of their daily lives, but you have to go meet a girl and talk about, I saw you with with Quan the other day, and he was with me, and so what? And it's like, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see our women, but it's selling like hotcakes, and it's what people are watching since fucking 2008. Reality TV came on the scene and fucking destroyed the image of the Black woman. That's my take on reality television, and that's what we're doing now. And reality TV just grew into something, so toxic to the community, and then it's spewed into the online platform, and people are, who wore it best, and it's trash.
So then my question is, what exactly is the balance? And the reason why I say that is because I agree with what you're saying in the sense of reality TV. Because even when you were just saying that, I was just thinking about like the Flavor of Love and stuff like that, and how which is a similar. I've never watched The Bachelor or whatever, but I'm sure it's a similar situation. Like it's one person with a house full of women, or if it's a Bachelorette, one woman with a house full of men or whatever. And this it's this whole just whatever type of situation. So I'm just thinking about all of that, but I guess where I'm thinking about the balance is more or less like you never want to exploit a woman. Well, you should never want to. I can't speak for anybody what they want to do, but you should never want to just say right. You should never the money game. Right. You should never want to I should say like this. It's frowned upon to exploit a woman. Like if you were like admittingly exploiting a woman, like you would be just say a part of cancel culture. Like people be like, oh man, exploitation, blah blah.
Right.
But then at the same time, like at what point is it not exploitation and it's now considered being a model, whether it's a runway model, whether it's an Instagram model, or when is it not exploitation and this is just a cute picture on Instagram? When is it not exploitation and this is just me taking a picture in a bikini that fits me like a thong because my ass is out? You know what I'm saying? At what point in time is it no longer exploitation? And these are just wilding out girls, you know what I'm saying? Or these are just, you know, the whoever girls. These are just the NBA basketball team cheerleaders. These are just the, you know what I'm saying? Because none of these people get to be who they are without some type of sex appeal.
Right.
They don't.
That's what sells. That's what sells.
You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So is it okay or is it wrong? Because I feel like it's kind of picky choosy.
Yeah, I feel like it's pick and choose based on the person. Okay. Let's dive in that dive. Let's dive into that. Okay, Chloe and Halle, the duo. The girl's 23 years old, you know, and then she posted some quote unquote provocative pictures, and then the whole internet had a uproar to the point that the girl had to go on live and, you know, saying this is my body, my choice, and the girl started crying. Ain't nobody gonna let me cry over a picture that I posted, okay? That's first thing and foremost. But I'm not in the public. I kind of am. I'm an actor. But at the same time, I know what people want to see. I know my body type. I know that. Shit. Okay, sorry.
I was surprised it hadn't happened by now. We keep it on track.
Woo! But no. Yeah, like I feel like why, you know, it's based on who you are as a person, your brand, what you're selling, what you're promoting, what you're pitching, right? You're not gonna have a Christian girl come on Instagram and, you know, have some kind of cleavage thing, because of course her image is holiness, purity, whatever. And then you have, you know, the Cardi B's. They are strategically selling sex. So obviously you're gonna want, you're requiring her to show titties and ass. That's a requirement that comes from her. And then you have those in the middle. You know, I feel like I'm in the middle. I made a very provocative music video. I showed a lot of titty, a lot of ass. And but it's a choice that I made. Like, I know what I was doing. I understand the lyrics to the song that I made, and I'm not gonna shoot the video in a church, you know? Right. The song is called Magic Pussy. Right. God will strike me down at the altar. Had I had to come up in this holy place. Right. And it's just, you know, people are prude and people are free. And it's like, you gotta deal with what you're comfortable with, and you have to have tough enough skin to receive the backlash from the critics. My family thought I was doing porn. When I shot the video and I posted it, my family really had they went behind my back, and all the aunties talked to each other, and they almost got to my daddy, but they got to my stepmom and was like, "Oh, you're doing porn on the internet now." I'm like, "Yep." I am. So, do I want to sit here and defend the choices that I made? That I already did it. It's already done. It's already on the internet.
But before you even see, I'm not even. But see that's so. I get what you're saying, but I'm not even so much even thinking about just say like the video that you made, or even just say even a Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not talking, because that what you're talking about is a thing, but that's a different conversation. Because that's more of a, this is me being an entertainer. This is the personification of whatever I've created. Like even with it's like when Nicki Minaj, when she did the whole Barbie doll thing, and I'm saying her ass being out of sight, I'm saying, but that's still or whatever. That's a, you know, character. That's something, that's a whole different conversation. But I'm saying for the person who is going out as themselves, like I am, just say ripping the runway as me. Like, it doesn't require me to be a character to be a model. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't require me to be a character to be an Instagram model, or to even just post on Instagram in general. But I'm saying, like, if I had like some show or something like that, and I was like exploiting women, it was just like, yo, you know, this is the do you mind if I call you bitch tour bus, and I got a bunch of bitches on the bus. You know what I'm saying? who and they get off, and you just see them just walk around naked and prancing, and people just like, oh, this is exploitation.
Yeah.
But then you'll leave my little page and you'll go to somebody else's page who's an Instagram model who's about to break her spinal cord to try to make her ass look fatter, and you're gonna double tap that and look through the rest of her stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying, at what point is it exploitation, and at what point is it just you just taking a cute picture on Instagram? Because my whole thing is like, once again, if I had a bunch of chicks walking around in bikinis, I could be looked at as somebody who's, you know, womanizing or whatever. But if you see any celebrity or Instagram or whatever, you see them on, just say they doing a little coming out the side of the pool with the water, and you see they ass, you know what I'm saying, in the bikini, like is that not are these two different things? Because this is just a picture on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? Like
I understand the question, but I feel like it's people who hype shit up to the point that it don't need to be. You know, yes, if I was coming out of the "do you mind if I call you bitch" tour bus with a gang of bitches in some thong bikinis, maybe we just like being in thong bikinis. Like, I don't know. But I feel like I just don't like the fact that women are constantly judged and ripped apart and shred to pieces, and we honestly have to have the conversation: is it exploitation or is it just self-love? And it's like, well, I mean, why can't it? I don't. We should Google exploitation. Let's do that. Let's Google exploitation. See what the definite exploitation. The Google has said. Exploitation is the act of selfishly taking advantage of someone or a group of people in order to profit from them or otherwise benefit oneself. Okay?
Slavery.
So what I understand from that, the only way women can be exploited or for their physical appearance is if someone is making a profit off of it. Right? A pimp.
But it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be financial profit.
No, because we live in a digital age where likes and reshares and reposts are monetized, or you know,
right.
So, why is it that when a woman, I get the question, and I want to ask the question again. It's like, why is it that when a woman, like I posted a picture yesterday, my ass was out. Am I exploiting myself? Or am I just posting a picture because I have to finish? It fits the scheme of my profile, or if it fits the theme of my profile, or if it's a fucking cute picture, or Black History Month, or whatever the fuck. What if I'm paying homage to a black? You know, who am I? Who is exploiting it? Who is exploiting this at this point? Because
But I'm saying, but then it would be exploitation. Let's say if I told you to post that on your Instagram. Because I knew that I had sponsors or whatever who would pay to see that. Right,
but you know, that's not the case.
Right. No, I'm just making an example. I'm saying, but because going back to the definition of the whole profit thing. So being that you're just posting a picture of yourself on your Instagram is one thing, but if I told you to post that specific picture because I knew that I had, just say, sponsors who followed your page who would pay me to see you post that picture, that would be me exploiting you, is what I'm saying.
But would I get any benefit from it? I don't think it's exploitation if everyone's getting a cut out of something.
But see, so then that goes even deeper. Because see, for me, I feel like okay, and I'm not considering this exploitation, but I'm only using this as an example because I've heard a Black woman complain about it before. The Wild 'N Out girls, right? They definitely get paid, and they definitely get even more compensation in the sense of exposure. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get seen on TV and Wild 'N Out, like those. I know people, not personally, but I know names who have gotten bigger who started off as Wild 'N Out girls. You know what I'm saying? Right. So whether it was going deeper into their modeling brand or makeup, whatever it is they were doing. So and so they get compensated, but a woman felt like that was like them being exploited because they're literally you know, you find a bunch of little pretty little girls who got a certain look, whatever case may be, you know what I'm saying, and you put them in skimpy clothes, or you know what I'm saying, you use them to, you know, when you playing the different games, like Let Me Holler, whatever, like, you know, like you basically just, and I don't think that they're necessarily making them, you know, just say do some of this equivalent to prostitution or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But but there was a black woman who's around 40 or whatever like that who had a problem with not the Wild 'N Out girls themselves, but with just say the Wild 'N Out show having them as these bunch of like trophy girls, I guess, or you know what I'm saying, just a bunch of eye candy, just because they're not. Mm-hmm. There's no real talent that you have to be a Wild 'N Out girl. You just have to look a certain way. You know what I'm saying?
Wild 'N Out girl,
right? Right. So I'm saying, so
I get the point of the job.
Because even with you so stupid. Because with any talent, even with NFL or whatever like that, like there's some type of exploitation in the sense of like, okay, you're talented, so I'm going to pay for you to be on my team to help my team better, but I'm using you for your talent. You feel what I'm saying? So there's always a quid pro quo in the sense of using somebody for something type of thing. But when it comes down to looks specifically, is that just as fair as me just using somebody because they can run fast and jump high? Or am I doing this woman wrong, or even doing another woman wrong who I didn't choose because she doesn't look like this woman? You feel what I'm saying? Like because you could be looking for, you could write a certain role and you want like, okay, I want this character to look this certain type of way. I want her to be light skinned with long hair, sexy, blah 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 blah. And you could literally have that image in your mind for whatever reason, right, wrong, or indifferent. But there's other people who are going to be negatively affected by that because they don't look like that, even if they are light skinned with long hair. But if they don't have the whatever, you know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? Then they get the short end of the stick, and then they get to be, now they got to look at themselves in the mirror with self-esteem issues. Like, well, dang, am I ugly? Am I, you know, do I now need to go do what she, you know, to look like her? You know what I'm saying? Like it becomes a whole thing. So that's where the depth of my question is coming from in this whole retrospect of when it comes down to dealing with a woman and her looks. And we've pushed a little bit past just why women want to just say dress themselves up or whatever. But I think it even can touch that as well, because I think I'm not gonna say the root of the problem, but I'm trying.
You mute yourself.
It's my headphone died, and so it disconnected. But anyway, so the whole retrospect is like when it comes down to women and their looks. I guess an even more simpler, maybe even bigger question is like, is it okay for a woman to just say, for her to use or for anybody to use her looks for benefit, or should looks just be looks? You know what I'm saying? Because
hey man,
huh?
I was gonna answer the question. Did you finish?
Go ahead.
Okay. Listen, we live in the Instagram follow based, what's your following. You get sponsors for using a makeup brush. You get sponsored for wearing a goddamn t-shirt. Right. You better use your looks to your advantage. You better, if you know you're a pretty girl and, there's a market that you're catering to, do it. Like, I don't see the bad. I don't see anything wrong with that. If you're being paid to look good, if you're getting roles because you fit a description that everyone is asking for, kudos to you. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, if you're not that girl and you're going after these roles and you don't quite fit the description, don't do yourself a disservice by going after these roles that you don't fit.
But I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying. But see, I think there lies the problem, because we're not. It's a difference if you don't fit. If we're saying like, hey, we're shooting a movie about the NBA, so we need a bunch of 6'7" niggas. You know what I'm saying? And you're 5'4", then that's nothing that nobody did again. That's just God. That's you and God. But I'm saying, but there's been movies and other productions that have been accused of, which they probably didn't do it on purpose. Maybe they did. I don't know. But of just say discriminating against women, just say getting apart because they're saying like, you know, like we need this person to just, you know, because like when you describe a woman like attractive young girl who wears glasses, you know, they'll use the word attractive. Right. So then once you don't fit that attractive, you feel what I'm saying, thing, like it's bigger than just you fitting the role. Like who's to tell you that you're unattractive? And you could be in comparison to other women. I'm not sitting here trying to say that there's not ugly people in the world. I'm not saying
in our grown age, you know if you ugly or not.
Right, but what I'm saying is that I think it becomes this whole big thing of people pick and choose when using your looks is okay, because once again, if my looks is okay if we need an attractive person and I'm an attractive person, but if I'm not an attractive person, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a whatever type of reality that person dealing with that. That's a real thing. If somebody is saying like, you know, not only we need a model type chick to play this role. They're not talking plus size model. They're not. They're talking about
skinny ass.
Yeah. Exactly. Long. You know what I'm saying? So those different stigmas and stereotypes get placed. You know what I'm saying? And it's always okay when it's the person who we want there. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was like, yo, we need this chick to play it, and then they went and got just say a popular black chick to play it, everybody be rooting like, oh yeah, this is our favorite person who got the role. But we're not thinking about all the black women who didn't get it because they was considered not this. You know what I'm saying? And so my last point to let you, I guess, finish this off here. So that's one thing, but then even going back to the whole dress to impress competition, whatever like that. Like when women are, you know, amongst other women and they want to be just say the best looking in the room or whatever, for whatever reason, whether it's men or whatever like that. I feel like that whole mindset, however it got started, because I'm not sure what the root of it is, but that whole mindset collectively, I think, it's a negative approach because of the fact that it leaves us so indecisive in the sense that we're in the sense of what I said about people pick and choose when using looks is okay. Because once again, I don't think that you should be just say put in prison if you wanted to snap a picture with your ass out and put it on Instagram. Mm-hmm. But not you specifically, but on the flip side, I do think that someone can't be upset if somebody else used that same person who's willing to show their own ass to then show their ass for their own.
Right. We are in that's the money making business, you know. Yeah. Some girls are gonna show ass and some girls aren't, and some girls are gonna get the part and some girls aren't, you know, and it's the matter of, you know, I'm not telling anybody to degrade themselves and do something that's not within their comfort zone. You know, if you are comfortable with your body and you are in a, you know, you're fully clothed, the only skin you're showing is your face and your hands, then you go make your money, girl. Right. You go make your money. But let's be realistic, we are in the sex selling industry. Actors, models, and everything in between. You know what you got to do to get the party. And then I was just talking with my friend, like, you know, she had an audition and, you know, in her video submission, she had something real low cut. Well, what's the role? The role is a porn star. You're not a porn star. You're not fucking for real, but you know what you have to show in order to get that role. Right. And we created a little song. We was like, I'll show some titties for the role. Like, we started just singing that. Right. You know, and it's like, I will show some titties to get the part.
Right.
And if you're not comfortable showing titties, then this ain't for you, boo. Like this ain't your lane. Go try the Christian network, you know?
So talking about the Christian network. So okay, so then I guess just because one just say maybe, and this is me playing devil's advocate. I'm not choosing one side or the other, but if somebody is not comfortable with showing their titties to just say to get a role, we're not even talking about in a porn. We're talking about just in a movie. Like we need you to do this regular feature film. but this is, what we're looking for X, Y, B, Z. And if somebody is not comfortable with that, or somebody is comfortable with that, I think that's just a whole personal preference thing, whatever. But in reference to the whole Black woman agenda, I guess number one, does it help or hurt that just say even showing your titties or whatever may even be a requirement in the first place? But then also number two, do you think women as a whole should just or Black women as a whole should just take a stance on this is what we stand for all together and this is what we don't, or should it remain separate? Almost kind of how you said, in the sense of, like, if you're willing to do this, this is the game you play, and if you're not, like you said, if you're scared, go to church type thing. Like, should it remain separate, or should the Black women try to come together?
If the Black women decides to come together and say, no, we are not pieces of meat, we are not sexual objects, we are not for you, then y'all go be watching white women titties. But no, like, what are you gonna watch then? If women decide wholeheartedly, we are all kumbaya together, we're all joined forces, the Black Chinas, the Cardi B's, Megan Thee Stallion, all decided to put on clothes. They all decided to put on clothes and cover up for a year. There will be another minority, there will be another person that will come in and infiltrate the game. Kim Kardashian did it. Kim Kardashian and her minions have done it.
Her minions.
you know how many bitches look exactly like Kim Kardashian? They go to the surgeon and say, I want to look like Kim Kardashian. There's 500,000 Kim Kardashians walking around this earth. Probably in Florida by itself. Just Florida. 500,000 Kim Kardashians.
For sure.
So it's basically saying, like, I don't want to say either, do or die, but it's like, if you don't do it, if we Black women decide to say we're not going to show skin, we're not doing that anymore. We are respecting our bodies. Our bodies is a temple. Okay, well then there's just going to be somebody else in your place, because at the end of the day.
But is there something wrong with that though?
If you don't like working, if you don't mind someone else taking your spot.
But I'm saying, there's the spots that exist. Those spots exist for Black artists or talent or whatever in general. So I think if one person did it and the rest of Black people continue to do the sex sales thing, I think that one person would miss out. But I think if the entire Black race did it, or at least for women, I think people would have to respect it, because
yes.
You can't move on without no Black actresses or no Black women just doing nothing. Like, yeah, they got to, what I'm saying? You'd have to do something.
Right, they got to do something, but the something that they're doing is like, I'm not comfortable doing that. I'm not comfortable in the sex scene nudity. I'm not comfortable with full frontal nudity. I'm not comfortable with, backless nudity. I'm not comfortable. I'm not doing it. You will not see Black ass and titty on TV no more. You won't.
For sure.
I feel like if that was the case, everybody has to adapt. We all have to adapt,
Right.
But I do think there will be titties and ass on TV regardless, whether it's Black ass or not.
For sure.
So I think we'll take a hit as far as like what we get booked for and like, what we see on TV. Like, I feel like we're very progressive as far as what we're watching on TV. There's a lot more natural hair. There's a lot more Black women in leading roles. And at the same time, like, if you take away the aspect of, sex appeal, I mean, you're putting us in a compromising position.
Right.
I hate to say it, but like, the majority of the sex, the majority of the roles that Black women are getting, you're going to see a sex scene. You're going to see them in this, tight dress. You're going to see them sexy, because I'm sorry, like, we are the sex appealing.
But is that accurate representation of a real life Black woman, or is that because that's what's selling?
I think that's what's selling. I don't think the average Black woman you know, I don't think is a sex deity. You know, you're not oozing sex appeal. Like we can, in my group of friends, I am the most, I'm not gonna say the sexiest, but I am the most provocative in my group of friends. Like in the octopuses, you met the octopuses. I am indeed the most provocative, you know, and that you can put that in a, you know, grand scale. Like out of 10 women, you're gonna have maybe 4 or 5 of them that are about that life or with the shit. So I don't know. I can't give you numbers. I can't give you, you know, a gross estimate on like the entire Black women population, you know, who is comfortable enough with their body to present it to the world like that. Because there's not, most women aren't comfortable showing their bodies like that, you know. Most women are moms. Most women aren't in shape. Most women are in shape and just, you know, they don't do that, you know. So you can't group women in that sort of collective like that because it's not realistic to count, you know, are all Black women sexy? Sure, we're all sexy. Are all Black women willing to show it? No. Unless you pay for it.
Unless you, okay. I know we're a little over, but we can end it with this. But I do want to know your thoughts on this, being the fact that you are an actor. So when it comes down to, because we do know that it's a true fact, regardless of what race it is, that sex definitely sells. But I guess my question more or less is dealing with like sex scenes in a movie. And we can deal with Black films just to kind of stick with the topic, but this goes for even just films in general. In my opinion, it's I don't know when is the last time I've actually seen a sex scene in a movie that was required. You know what I'm saying? Like we actually needed to see them have sex. You feel what I'm saying? Like us as an audience, this movie could not have gone on if we did not actually see them have sex. I can maybe think of one movie that there was some type, and they didn't even show them like the whole sex thing, just the insinuation of it or whatever. But and I'm bringing that up because I do feel like a sex scene, you know, can be in a movie or in a piece of art or whatever like that. But I do feel like it should be warranted. You know what I'm saying? Even if it is a 50 Shades of Grey type of movie, like that's what that book is about. So yeah, you need, this book is a replica. I mean, this movie is a replica of this book. So this movie needs to have a lot of sex in it, spanking, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I get that. That's connected. But like, if it's literally just like, you know, this is a story about a man who freed slaves. This was the chick he met, and we get it. Like I can understand that they like each other without me seeing them smash. You know what I'm saying? But we're showing them smash because that's what'll get people to come buy a ticket. Like, oh, yeah. Even, you know what I'm saying? Even with TV shows like the Scandal or what, you know, and I'm not discrediting none of these shows. I enjoy them, but Insecure, whatever like that. Like all of these shows be having like not just sex in it, but like graphic sex scenes. You know what I'm saying? And that is because people watching, and I didn't even see Power, but like, you know, I heard nothing. You know, I heard about the sex scenes in there, or even Empire, or anything. Like it's all of those things are just the draw. But I guess I'm bringing all this up to go back to the whole point of if Black women decided not to show their skin. I feel like there could be a balance where you could show it if it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, especially we're talking about movies or whatever like that. I mean, we don't even have to get into the Cardi B's and the rap and stuff like that. But just like in a decision of, okay, in this film, I need you to do a sex scene, and sometimes, you know, they actually show whatever on screen, and sometimes it's kind of hidden. But like, I need you to actually like make sexual faces, show yourself getting banged or whatever on screen. And what I'm saying is as simple as, and I promise you I'm done. I feel like that could be the wrong type of exploitation, but because we're just the consumer and this is what we want to see anyways, this isn't one of the times we're picking and choosing and looking at them like that one woman looked at the Wild 'N Out girls. Right. But it is because you're not doing a sex scene with just say a woman who just looked like Rasputia, or you've never seen, you know, a sex scene.
Never seen big sex on TV. Say it. You ain't never seen big body sex on
TV.
TV.
Or even just people who are not the Berries or the Megan Goods, or you know, so there's certain names where you already look like they're in it because of this is how they look. It ain't just about their acting skills. It's not. You feel what I'm saying? It is about whatever. So there's a balance out there that I don't think people are giving enough credit or discredit to, in the sense of like we're picky and choosy about what that exploitation is, and I think it just feeds into that whole Black woman mindset of whether it's competing against each other, whether it's I feel like I do need to do this because of this, whatever that whole thing is. I think because sex sells and it's being put on the marquee to be sold. It's not even just once you go inside the store. Oh, y'all got sex here too. You know what I'm saying? It's not there. Like it's up front. Like this is what we're leading with, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And to me, I feel like that hurts the agenda even more. And it's not Black women's fault. I'm just saying, but whoever the role is being created, whatever, and the sex being forced in there like that, especially in movies, I think it hurts. So
yeah,
that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. That's
soapbox over.
This has to be a multi-part session. See, there we go, going on tangents.
but this was still pretty accurate with the Black woman looks.
Oh yeah, I would love to get someone else. You know, maybe I could get my homegirl who had that role. She's not Black, but she's Latina, and she or someone else, another actor that can talk more about this, and we could bring one on next episode. Because you know, I would like to hear their opinion about it, and what they're willing or not willing to do, or maybe we could get someone who hasn't ever been booked for a sex scene ever, and maybe they're interested into or maybe not actors or whatever the case is, but we can dive into this conversation a little more.
Right. Okay, sounds good to me, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Sex. I have a special announcement to make that's not related to this topic, but as you guys know, Spa is on YouTube, and guess who just hit 1 million views? On one of my episodes, male clients, I got 1 million views. I found out this weekend, or I just looked on it. I just looked and it said 1 million. I was like, what? 1 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, go check it out. Yeah, thank you. Check out my shit on the YouTube. Bring my likes up, bring my numbers up, all there. On the gram at Megums. You know how I rock, you know how I do.
She's turned to a thug out of nowhere. Yeah, man. Check out Spa. Follow Meggie Megs. I haven't even been on social media all week because of this traveling, so I gotta get my whole schedule back together. But you guys can find this podcast on YouTube. You can just type in "Do you mind if I call you bitch?" Or it's under the Podcast Heaven YouTube channel. And that's pretty much it, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what you get. You get two niggas talking about nigga shit. You know?
Yeah. You got a man nigga and you got a female nigga. And let's talk about nigga shit. That's I'm dead.
You know what I'm saying? But it's good. I like the dynamic. I like where the show is, where it's growing and where it's going. So we'll keep pushing that way. So hopefully we can get these guests coming in because we started shooting on Mondays, and Mondays might be a little tough for people, but we'll get them in if we have to make the adjustment. But either way, man, we appreciate you guys listening and watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share. You know what I'm saying?
And if you want to be a guest on the show, hit us up. Hit us up in the comments, DMs, anything in between.
Look, somebody called already. All right, y'all. Till next time. We out.
Peace. Yeah.